Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I'm Rich, and if you're new to the channel, thanks for joining. Hopefully this video is going to be useful for you. So I am in my garage and I'm getting ready to work on my 2016 Toyota Tacoma. So I have a 4x4 and it's an off-road package. And I've got about 40,000 miles, a little over 40,000 miles, and I need to drain and refill the differential fluid. I've been waiting a little bit on this. I should have done it at 30,000 miles. That's what Toyota recommends to get it done at. I do a little bit of light towing with a utility trailer. So I definitely want to get it done sooner rather than later. So the recommended gear oil for these vehicles by Toyota is a 75W85 gear oil. And that's no easy task. So a lot of times you end up having to go to Toyota to get that fluid. And many dealers don't even use it. They use a 75W90, which is very easily picked up at any of your auto parts stores. I was able to find the 75W85 on Amazon, and it was a Triax product. Never used it before. So it got some good reviews. We're going to try it out. It says that it's good for OEM products that need this weight. I was able to pick up 6 quarts. So for a 4-wheel drive Toyota Tacoma, you're going to need approximately 6 quarts. I believe about 4 quarts in the rear and 2 in the front. Some 1.5 maybe in the front. But so 6 quarts ought to do it for all of it. I also picked up a pump that you can put into a quart size container to pump the fluid into the differential. It's just going to make the job a whole lot easier than having to try and finagle that gear oil into the differentials. All right, we're at the back of the vehicle now, and depending on your vehicle, obviously mine is lifted a little bit. I got a 2-inch lift and I got bigger tires, so I don't necessarily need to jack up the vehicle to do this job. So I've hit these fittings with a little bit of PB Blaster just to kind of hopefully loosen it up, and it won't make it too difficult to loosen. Both the drain plug and the fill plug are both 24 millimeter bolts. So you just want to be able to break those loose. Just keep in mind you want to break loose the fill bolt first before you do the drain plug, because if you drain everything out and then can't get this one, then you're in trouble. You can't drive it around until you are able to get this loose. So better to do this one first to know that you'll be able to fill it up. So we're going to go ahead and do that and try to get this loose. Wasn't too bad. So we know we got that loose. Now we can go ahead and loosen this one up. And you can look at it, it's not too bad. It's pretty, I mean, it's got some wear in it, but it's still pretty clear. I mean, it's not black like some differentials I've seen. And this is a much thinner weight oil that Toyota uses on these. And you just want to make sure when you're purchasing it that that you want to get a differential fluid that's GL5 rated, because that's what they recommend. Now you can go with a 90 weight instead of 85. It's just a little bit thicker. The 85 is supposed to be better for fuel economy, but I mean, quite honestly, I think you could have used the 90 and not had a big deal. So the drain has got a little bit of metal stuff on there. Some shavings. It's not too bad. Okay, I've cleaned off all the metal shavings or that was on the magnet. Clean that up pretty good. And now we can go ahead and reinstall this into the plug. You can also replace the washer that's there if you want to replace that. I am not, but you certainly can do that if you'd like. If you've never used one of these pumps before, you can buy two different kinds. They have ones for gallon jugs and then ones for quart that screw onto quart jugs. Actually, these are big mouth quart jugs, so this is for the gallon size, so it automatically fits on there. So I bought the gallon size for this, but it comes with adjustable ones for different size mouth openings for the containers. But you just twist this and it will pop loose, and now you can pump it. And then this sticks inside here, but you don't want to push these all the way in because you'll never be able to get it out. So you just want to stick it in there. Like that, just to where you're not having to hold it. And then it's not going to fall out on you, because you just want to pump it. So we're just going to pump this full quart in there, and we'll put this on. Hopefully we can do this on high speed. Alright, so that took about just about 4.5 quarts to fill this up. And I've got the off-road package, so it's got the bigger rear end in it than the sports and the SR5. So this has got a bigger ring gear, and so I don't know if there's maybe a little bit of difference between the other ones versus this one's, if they hold the same amount, but this one definitely took 4.5. And then we just want to tighten it back down. I'm sure there's a torque specification, but I'm just doing it by hand. I'm going to over tighten it. Alright, now we can go ahead and do the front. So we're under the front differential now, and we need to take off this pan. I mean, we don't have to, but it's going to make everything a whole lot easier. And there's 4 bolts that are one there, one here, and one here that we need to remove to pull this pan down. And these are 12 millimeter bolts. So I'm just taking a ratchet and I'm going to go ahead and try to get these off. And I've hit them with a little bit of PB Blaster or some sort of WD-40 or something that you want to kind of just make sure that try to break these loose, because they looking kind of rusty. Okay, so here's the drain plug for the front differential, and here's the fill plug for the differential. Now, this requires a 10 millimeter hex wrench, and I've got a socket so that I can put my ratchet on it and hopefully break it loose. I've already sprayed it with a little bit of lubricant to hopefully make things go a little bit easier. But we're just going to hit it with the wrench and see if we can break these loose. loose. Let's see if we can get this one. Wow. So now that it's broke loose, we just back this out and let it drain. Alright, so I cleaned off this drain plug because it had some metal shavings on it, just like the rear did. I mean, it had some on there, nothing, I mean, it's normal, especially since this vehicle was new. This is the first time I've ever drained it, so, you know, obviously these differentials have to mesh together from the factory, so they're bound to have a little bit of wear in them. I wouldn't expect the next change to be as bad, but you know, we'll just monitor it. All right, now we just put the plug back in. Okay, now we just fill it up. Okay, now it's just a matter of putting this pan back into place and bolting it back up. So you just want to, there's a couple of tabs that you need to slide up underneath this other mount, and that'll hold it in place. Okay, so I was able to wrap everything up and put the skid plate back on the front differential. So we're good to go for another 35,000 miles. I'll likely take a look at it at 70,000 to go ahead and drain and fill it again. A couple things to keep in mind as you're doing this job. Make sure that you have a fluid pump for the gear oil. That makes the job a whole lot easier. I found that to be, I've done it before just trying to, if you use the kind of the old style where you kind of stab it in there and squeeze it as much as you can, you make a big mess and it just takes a whole lot of time to do that. They have the crush bags that you can use, and that's certainly an option for you. They tend to be a little more expensive. The fluid pump, yes, it is a little more expensive to get that, but it's usable again and again and again for a lot of different projects. You know, if you're doing transmission fluids and transfer cases and things like that, you'll want something like that. It just makes jobs easier. So keep that in mind. I'll also need the 10mm hex head socket for the front differential, because you need that for breaking those drain plugs loose. Another thing to keep in mind is I did get the extra quart of gear oil because I felt like I needed the 7th one instead of just 6. And because I waited and got the extra bottle, I didn't need it. But unfortunately, I didn't need it. But hey, if I didn't buy it, I was going to need it. I would have been in the middle of trying to fill it up and not had enough. So just take it for what it's worth. I got 7. I got an extra bottle if I need it down the road. But If you want to chance it with 6, go ahead. It's probably easier to get 7, and if you end up needing it, you've got it. Hopefully you found this project useful and the steps that I took to complete the job. And if you did, please hit the like button or subscribe to my channel to get future updates of things that I might be doing. So I think this is going to do it for this video. I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you on the next one.